What's up, Panther Nation? What's up, sports fans around the world, whoever may be listening? This is the Frozen Panther. I just want to get into 2016 draft coming up in 2 days. Just kind of my ideas. I'm not really one to do necessarily mock drafts myself because I feel like mock drafts get your hopes up. It's fun to think about it, but sometimes I read a lot of mock drafts and I'm looking at them. They'll attach this person's like highlight video, and then he'll be telling you about why this person's so good, and then you go and click on the highlight, and this dude is destroying everybody on the field. So then now you like, yeah, hope we get him, and then doing the draft, somebody else gets him, and now you got to think about that. And I hope he don't hit nobody on our team. So it's kind of you really have that kind of thing that could be attached to those. But I mean, I'm still a fan of the mock draft, but I just don't really do them. What I usually do is provide my opinion on good players, and mainly in the first 3 rounds, because I feel like those are the immediate difference makers. Other players that come along later are still elite athletes, and they will definitely make a difference on the team. But a lot of time they have to be developed. And so you kind of look for big production from them, maybe a year or two after they're drafted, so they can have time to kind of grow. But the first 3 rounds, in my opinion, usually mainly the first two, but I would say even the third round can provide, a definite difference in production. So the positions I'm interested in us, making some moves in are offensive tackle. I still have respect for Mike Bremmers, even though like we had a rough Super Bowl. I feel like Von Miller definitely got the best of them. But if you put somebody who really hasn't had quite that much experience versus somebody who actually became the Super Bowl MVP, who's one of the best pass rushers in the league, that's kind of to be expected. So I feel like I don't want to be one of those people that gives up on him. I think he's good. I think he did really good last year. He gave Cam some good protection throughout the year. But if we were to take a high first round offensive tackle, I wouldn't be upset because we need somebody to really compete. And the best people we have up front really determines that Cam has the most time to find a target or whatever he's going to do. Cornerback, I would definitely say with Josh Norman signing with the Redskins, we definitely could use a really good cornerback right now. And we could find a good cornerback maybe in free agency, but I think drafts could be best for that. Let me see. Safety, definitely. I think we could use a good safety. Shout out to Kurt Coleman, he's killing it. But I think we definitely could use a safety. Maybe I would say in the first 3 rounds. Didn't necessarily have to be first round, but we'll see. Defensive end, I would love to see some good pass rushers right now. After Jared Allen retiring and Charles Johnson, welcome back. That he brought his leadership, back to the team, and hopefully, stay healthy, brother. Hopefully, he has a good season. But I really want to see like a destructive, explosive pass rusher, somebody that can rip through an offensive line, that's quick, agile, and just destroy. I call them guys Raptors, man. I don't know why they remind me of like the Raptors from Jurassic Park. Some of the way they move, like once they spin around, they start attacking. It's over after that. So I really want a good defensive end, at least one to pair with Coney Ely, and they can learn from Charles Johnson. I feel like that would really boost the defense, because if we can really stay disruptive on that line, stay disruptive up front, then I really feel like our secondary can do their job at that point, and it makes it easier for them. So hopefully, but we'll go ahead and get into first round. So I would say some of the players I'm interested in. Once again, I don't really do mock drafts, but I just kind of give my opinions on some players that I would like to see chosen in these rounds. I would say Derrick Henry definitely be good for, in my opinion. A running back, Derrick Henry is a monster, man. I think he's like 6'2", so he has that freakish size as a running back. He's very strong. When we talk about our team, Carolina Panthers is a very physical team. You got a 6'5" quarterback. You got 6'5" receivers and tight ends. You got huge linemen. He would fit the scheme really well. He's going to come through powerful, and I feel like that's what we put out as a team. We put out there with physical team, and to have a strong running back would really help with our running game, and it would help it and make it a little easier for Jay Stu and take some mileage off of him. And you really allow another running back to be able to learn from Jay Stu while he's there. And these years that we have, these prime years, that he can learn and actually maybe take the torch one day. So Cravens, I would love to see him as part of our team. He's safety linebacker hybrid. I would want to see him play safety if he came to the Panthers, because we got a good linebacker squad already. He's from USC. He's a monster. I would like to see him in the first round. Emmanuel Ogbah, defensive end from Oklahoma State. Very good. In my opinion, one of the top ones in this class. I would like to see him selected maybe in the first round. If not him, the two guys that I really have respect for, Shaq Lawson and Kevin Dodd. I think these dudes are outstanding defensive ends. I think they play well together. In a dream world, I would be able to draft both of those guys and put both of those guys on either side of each other because they're already used to playing with each other. And you know, when you participate in any type of sport and you got like a real camaraderie with somebody on the team, you know, it's kind of nothing like that. So I think that would be really cool if we could do that. But obviously, that's not how things are going to work out. So I would think it'd be good if we got either one of those guys. Jeremy Cash, I'm not sure if he's going to fall to the 30th because that's the pick that the Panthers have in the first round. But if he does, I would pick him. That dude is a beast of a safety, man. He hits hard, and that's what we want. He has that instinct. Like he sniffs out the tackle. Like some of the moves I see him making, he hits with such tenacity, and he doesn't give up on the tackle. Even if you're passing him, he's going to grab your leg, pull you down. He's going to do something. And I would like to see him definitely pick Jason Spriggs is an offensive tackle for Indiana. Once again, us needing the OT, if we were going to pick him, my ultimate favorite would be Laramie Tunsil, but clearly he's going to go early on in the first round. So I would definitely think Jason Spriggs would definitely be a good pick. Carl Joseph, I'm not sure that he would fall, to 30th pick. I'm not really entirely sure about that. He's a safety from West Virginia. But he's a beast, man. And I really would like to see him as a part of our defense, our secondary. I think we could use that boost. Von Bell, Ohio State, strong safety. He's a monster. Them Buckeyes are something serious, man. I got one of my boys that works with me. I tease him all the time. He's a good guy, man. I tease him all the time. That's who I am. I have fun for that. But either way, he's a good dude. But I tease him one because he's a Kappa and I'm Alpha. And then on top of that, I tease him because he went to Ohio State, which is not a bad thing. It gets on his nerves why I tease him about that. But either way, he's always talking about like the football team. He's always proud of them, whatever the case may be. And I had to kind of admit to him recently, man, listen, man, like Ohio State got some serious athletes. And I'm seeing like even some of the people on our team, was it like Philly Brown, I believe, came from Ohio State, Kurt Coleman. Some of my favorite Panthers from Ohio State. So big respect to the school. Keep doing what y'all doing. But Von Bell, I think he would definitely be a difference maker at safety. And also cornerback William Jackson. I would like to see him possibly as a first-round pick come in and fill that hole that we have since Josh Norman is gone. So those will be, I would say, my first-round draft picks, and maybe there's a few more that you guys would have picked. And if so, just comment or whatever. But second round, I would say I'm hearing Keanu Neal. I'm kind of seeing him second and third round projections, but I'm seeing mainly second round. I agree. He's a safety from Florida. Once again, we need that boost in the secondary. Miles Killebrew, safety from Southern Utah. I think he's a beast. I would love to see us be able to pick him. Even in some cases, some of these guys, I wouldn't mind if we could even trade out because our first round pick is so late. I wouldn't mind if maybe let's say like whatever team decided we would like to get another first round pick. If that works like that, if we want to get a first round pick, we want to take the Carolina Panthers first round pick, I would be fine with trading back and getting the first pick of the second round and maybe an additional pick. I would be completely fine with that. I would trade the first round for that because I feel like there's so many good players going to be left because it's a great defensive year. That they had in the combine and everything. I really feel like we can get some good players. If we could find some way to get 3 picks in the second round, I would trade the first round pick for that this year and maybe like 2 later round picks, or however that works, man. I think we could really pull some good players in the second round. But either way, the top people I would say other than that are, I would also say Kalen Reed, cornerback from Mississippi. Once again, the whole situation with Josh Norman, I really believe picking a cornerback early would be smart. Jermaine Ifedi, offensive tackle, Ohio State. Once again, one of those Buckeyes, good athletes out there. I think he could really do well. Hopefully he'll be playing right side. So long as that's intact, I'm cool with that. Paul Perkins is a running back. I personally believe that most running backs, I wouldn't want to pick them after the third round right now. If we need running backs for depth, or we need like a guy that can give us a little fresh pace on the third down or something, that's fine. But if we're going to talk about actual big-time running backs, we need, because we actually got Fozzie Whitaker still, and we got Jay Sue that's really carrying the load. When you got Fozzie Whitaker, he's going to do his thing. And I mean, for the most part, like I said, with us having 3 running backs already in place, I had somebody argue with me the other day that, you can never have too many running backs. And I'm like, I don't really understand that theory because, he was trying to argue with me like, if you put another guy, okay, I'm like, all right, if you got Jonathan Stewart that's up front and he's going to be the workhorse. You got Cameron Otis-Payne, you got Fozzie Whitaker. I feel like that's a strong core. But if we're going to pick another running back, then this person needs to be somebody that's going to be able to produce immediately. So if we're going to pick somebody, I would say keep that in second round. So I would say Paul Perkins. Another pick, I would say second round, be Jonathan Bullard, defensive end from Florida. Dude is outstanding. I saw an interview of him. Seemed like he's real cool. He has a good energy that will mesh well with the guys we already have on the team, which is important in the Panthers locker room. Also, Sean Coleman. If you haven't heard about him, his brother has a powerful story. He actually, from what I read, he actually overcame cancer. And I just have the ultimate respect for him, and even with situations like that, Panthers, that's something near and dear to our heart. Being that, some of the legends that we've had, even have passed away from that, even the great Sam Mills, even we have so many players that like Cam and some other players actually mentor these young kids that are fighting this. We're praying with them. Even we have Coach Braylon Beam, who's our honorary coach. He's a young man. He's a little boy actually, and he's brave and he's fighting that off. So just that, that story is so powerful. And me personally, I've had, family members that I've lost to that. I have people that I've known that are survivors. Thank God, my mom's a survivor of that. So whenever I see that, I'm really moved by that. I'm moved by his ability to keep pushing. And so, I would definitely be open to drafting him in the second round because I think that he has that mentality to keep pounding. That's what we live by as Panthers. I think that he would play well too with us. The third round, I'm gonna say a name that you may not be familiar with. You probably saw him, Teron Beckham. He's all right. He's Odell Beckham's cousin, right? And I know that Odell Beckham and Panthers fans don't necessarily go together because of the whole thing with Josh Norman. And but I have my feelings about that too. But I would say he's an exceptional athlete. The dude's one of the most talented people I've ever seen, athletically. His cousin, obviously, and their family, man, they must just have like freakish athletics, man. Just genes or something. 'Cause I don't understand it. This dude like bench presses like a zillion pounds. The dude jumps like 44 inches off of the ground. Like I don't get it, man. But the dude's a really good athlete. And the thing about it, he's very strong. And I don't know necessarily like I don't think he has like top tier speed. But for a team like Carolina that's tough, a strong team, I really feel like he could play well, with the mentality of our team. So I would give him a shot. I would pick him third round. Farrell Cooper, it's a cool name, so that's one. And then two, wide receiver coming from USC. Columbia is right down the street from Charlotte, really. So basically, he would be able to still be close to what he was already used to playing in USC and be able to take it to the next level. Ryan Smith, NCCU, respect, HBCU circuit and everything, but he's a cornerback. I would give him a shot. He seems like he definitely could mesh well. I think he can learn the system pretty well. Kenneth Dixon, running back from Louisiana Tech. Once again, when it comes to third rounders, I don't really necessarily want to like draft and expect, for an immediate need. But I feel like if we in the first two rounds could take care of two needs and maybe like we drafted a good cornerback and we could not drafted, we signed a good free agent cornerback and we maybe like drafted a top defensive end and drafted a safety, then third round I'd be like, all right, all out, let's go ahead and get a running back or a wide receiver, and I would definitely be open for that. Those are pretty much my picks for the first three rounds. Some later round guys that I wouldn't mind seeing, maybe what's his name? Bryce Williams, tight end from East Carolina University. Really impressed by this dude's work ethic, man. He actually redshirted on two different college teams and was able to make it and played well. So I think he would be an excellent pickup. And we really have a good tight end squad so far. But I really feel like he can learn from those guys and really be somebody that we can depend on in some years to come. Harlan Miller, cornerback, Southeastern Louisiana. I think I definitely feel like he's somebody that we could train within about a year or so to make an impact or a difference. Panthers have excellent team that's put together that really works with these players and develops them. So I really feel like that would be a good pickup for us. And I want to say his name right because he's a German wide receiver. I think his name is Moritz Boringer. And dude is he's a wide receiver from Germany. And he was a beast at the combine. Like, a lot of people are impressed. And a lot of people say a lot of things about him because they're saying that, well, the level of competition there isn't the same. That's why, like, you look at his highlights, he looks like a superstar or whatever. But I think the dude's, like, the way his speed, he's fast and everything, he's tall. I think that he could really do well in our system. I'm not sure what he's projected at. But if he fell to a later round, I would definitely be trying to push the button to get him, man, because I think he's going to be really good. And really quickly, my dream team of people that I would draft this year that I feel like they're probably, since we have the 30th pick overall, I don't think they're going to be in place when we get there, but I think they'll be off the board by then. But the people are Laramie Tunsil, defensive tackle, absolute beast. If I could pick anybody, I think in this draft, I would want to pick him first because I really want a strong front line as far as offense is concerned. Ezekiel Elliott, running back from Ohio. The Buckeyes is beasting, man. So I think Zeke will definitely be dope, but I don't think he'll be there. Eli Apple, cornerback. I've heard some people say projected he could fall late first round. I'm not holding my breath on that, but I wouldn't mind if he did. If he did fall to us, whatever, we could get him. But just in case, even if he doesn't, he would be somebody I would want to pick. Laquan Treadwell from Ole Miss. He's a wide receiver. Not that we really need a wide receiver right now, but I really feel like he would be a good fit for our system. So if we didn't have some other needs first, I would definitely probably be looking at him because you can't never had too many targets. Joey Bosa, defensive end from Ohio State. That dude is a top DE. He's a beast. I know he's going to go early, so I really don't expect him to be there. But if we could, I would get him. Jalen Ramsey, cornerback. Dude is a beast, man. He's a cornerback safety hybrid, I believe, and I think that's the dude that what's my man name? The quarterback from the Bucks. Oh boy, I can't remember his name. Either way, it'll pop up to me in a second. But the quarterback for the Bucks, he was saying, oh, Jameis Winston. Sorry about that, man. No disrespect. But Jameis Winston was saying that this dude is so good that he would take a pay cut to play with him. And that's saying a lot, man. So, respect to him saying that about his boy. And I mean, I definitely think that dude is really that good, and we could use a serious safety right now. So I would love to get him. But he's one of the top players. I don't think he's going to be there. Hunter Henry, tight end from Arkansas. Not necessarily that we really need a tight end as a pressing need, but I think that he could definitely probably be a difference maker. Also, just another weapon on offense. And DeForest Buckner, I think he'd be really good too. Defensive end from Oregon. He's another top tier DE, and pass rush is super important. So I don't think you can ever have too many really good pass rushers. So these will basically be the people that I would pick if I could have the first 29 picks, I guess. Just, pick whoever I wanted. But either way, I believe the draft is going to be exciting. This is going to be an exciting season. As a Panther fan, I'm excited. Unfortunately, our season didn't end well last year, but we had a historical season. I'm proud as a Panther fan of what we accomplished, and hopefully this year we can get to the mountaintop and then hit the summit and throw everybody else off the mountaintop and put the Panther flag up top. So that's what we're focusing on. And I really feel like I have big time trust in Dave Gettleman and Rivera, Coach Rivera, our whole system. I really feel like they're going to do the best thing for the team in the long run. And hopefully, this will be a really good draft. So everybody, get ready, get your popcorn ready, whatever it is you need at the house. And, I feel like everybody's going to be able to get some really good players this year. And it's going to be an exciting season across the board. So we will see. I would definitely make probably a reaction video or something dealing with the draft.